behind the play.
This episode is brought to you by the staff room. The music. We're so excited to have you listening today. We did think we should probably introduce ourselves a little bit. So since you were like, you're just going to speak from the heart, you go first.
In high school, I took a course called Career and Technology Studies.
Oh, cool.
We called it CTS because we were cool.
That is pretty cool.
And basically, you kind of just went out in the real world and gained real world experience.
That's
for
cool.
Like credit hours. So I did like all kinds of stuff. I did like volunteer firefighting. Worked at like the local golf course.
Nice. Where? What? I guess. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say what town. But I was gonna say what town. Tell me the location.
The best town.
The best town. That's all you need to know. Where's the best town?
Worked in a couple classrooms, and I also remember helping out like in the gym, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Like, my best.
Yeah, I feel like me. I'd be like, they're like, you just sit on the bench.
But I had a crazy, awesome mentor. She was
sweet.
awesome, like super bubbly, and like took me under her wing. And we tackled kindergarten and grade 2 together.
Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, I was very lucky to have like a really good mentor. And I was just like, dang, I really like doing this. So then I graduated and I stopped doing this.
Oh, that's your. And then
Stay with me.
I'm like, you lost me.
So I went and did construction for a year.
You're like, let's do a whole 360. Let's build some things.
Even left the province to do that. It was an adventure. And when I was done with that, I didn't really know what to do, and it was my mom that suggested, "Wait, well, you liked working with the kids in the school. Why don't you be like a sub-educational assistant?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll throw my name in there." And they needed me so much that I ended up working full-time in a position there. I worked like all kinds of subjects and in different grades.
That's cool. And how long did you do that for? Like at that specific job?
2 years. I
my
also
gosh.
went to college to get my EA certificate, which was like, it was 6 months long.
Oh, like through Red River?
Through Red River.
Oh, that's cool.
So this was like back when I didn't even know anything about childcare. So I heard that you could be an EA in Winnipeg and get paid a lot more than in rural communities.
Oh, I actually think that is true. I think that's why they require you to have your like EA certificate.
Yeah, so I had it. So I was just like, time to move out.
Yeah.
Get my own place. Get a real job.
Get a real job. Get a real job.
I remember having an interview, really fun interview with the Winnipeg School Division. And she loved me. She loved me in the interview.
You're like, I got the job.
She's just like, I'll give you like the full pay. I just need you to go get your nonviolent crisis intervention.
Oh, I did that.
So yeah, I went and did that, which was actually a neat workshop course.
I also did that workshop. Yeah. It's a little intense.
It's like how to defend yourself against kids who will not hesitate.
Yeah. Because when I worked as an autism tutor, they required me to have that. But I have to tell you something.
Okay.
When I went to that crisis intervention, there was a lady that was telling this horrid story about something. Like, I was probably like, when I was an autism tutor, I might have been like freshly 19. And I remember, I would have been like my early 20s. And she told a story about how somebody like actually like bit a portion of, this is getting intense, but she like bit a portion of her like boob off. Oh, and I was literally like,
lunch then.
I'm so sorry I had to share that, but I was just like, I don't think this is for me. I had to tell you that because I still think about that. And I'm like, that poor lady, and I was like, I don't know if this is the job for me. If that's what that's going to be happening. But anyway.
I feel like everyone goes through that. I strictly remember the moment, and I know the exact spot I was standing in. I was just like, I don't know if I could do this.
I know. I was like, what?
I applied for one position in a daycare.
Is this the daycare that, like, you stayed at before you became an EC?
Yeah. So it was my
The
first
music in the
year.
background.
So
No, no,
they
no.
called me back. I took the job. 2 weeks in, I was like, I don't know this. Turns out I can, kinda.
turns out I turns out I had no choice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how I kind of came about. I worked there for like 4 years, and then now I'm in this family.
That's where we are right now
That's where we
because
are, and we're like, boom, podcast, let's go.
yeah, I've known because I think when you started working at our current center, I was on mat leave,
Yeah,
so
I
I don't
remember
think we
everybody
met.
telling me about you. They're like, you're gonna love Maddie. She's so bubbly and she has tattoos.
Oh, sweet, that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
And then when you met me, you're like, holy moly, she's gonna talk my entire ear off at lunchtime when I'm just trying to read a book. I'm so sorry. For those of you who know me on a personal level, you've probably heard this story at least 1,000 times. So buckle up, because for those of you who haven't heard my stories, you're about to get a little glimpse. Okay, so my name is Madison. I've been working in early childhood education since like 2018. Before that, I had a little bit of a colorful past called Blue Rubies. And we sang at Winnipeg Folk Festival. We wrote our own music. And that's kind of what I thought I was going to do the rest of my life. But then music doesn't always pay the bills. So I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll be a hairdresser. So I went to hairdressing school, realized that that was not for me. So then I became a dog groomer and I did that for a while. And you know what? I'm really thankful for both of those things because I mean, it taught me to be resilient and I learned lots of skills and I still use both of those skills. I groom my own animals, I cut my own hair, I cut my kids' hairs. And so I am thankful for those experiences. And then after that, I became an autism tutor at St. Amant. And that was really eye opening too. And then I met my husband and I moved into the middle of nowhere. And I was like, I can't drive this drive every day. I loved working with children. So I was like, oh, they have a daycare. I'll apply there. And I just kept applying and I kept applying and they would not hire me. But I don't think they were hiring. That's the problem. I think that they were booked. They were booked solid. They're like, we don't need you. But then I got the interview and then I came in and it was a great interview. And then I kinda never looked back. Well, I did look back a few times. I did, let's be real, okay? I did look back a few times, but I will say one thing I've learned about myself is I do take the road less traveled by. So, nothing for me has been a straight line, and that's okay, and I'm trying to become at peace with that. So, anyway, I've been at my current center since 2018, but, there's a few times where we broke up, like Ross and Rachel and Friends. They say on the show, what does he say? It's like, "It was a break. It was a
We were
break."
on a break.
Yeah, we were on a break.
Yeah. I'm excited for you and your school journey
Mhm.
because you're going to the same college I went to.
The
Good
same
thing you're in the
teacher.
same room. Same instructors.
Mhm.
I loved my
And yeah,
instructors.
she's amazing. If
So
you're listening,
I'm very
you're amazing.
I'm very excited for you.
I feel so
I'm gonna live
inspired.
through you.
Like you said before, I was like, you said that this is like the perfect time to start this podcast because I'm learning all these new things and I feel inspired and I'm bringing them back to you and we're having conversations about them and it's really good. We are going to talk a little bit about circle time and what that means and what that looks like for you in your center. So, Taylor and I work in different programs. So, Taylor is with older children, like kinder, school age children, while I'm working with preschool kids between the ages of 2 and 4, like 4.5. What is a circle time to you? What is circle time?
I think it's kind of more free flowing, where the kids can kind of share what's on their mind. Honestly, we don't even really have like a circle time. I guess our circle time is like morning calendar. Um, we always gather at the carpet. It's like our spot when we read. Like we come inside, we
Yeah.
read together.
See, I have big emotions about this because I, okay, I also am not blind to the fact that your program is set up differently. Like the expectations are different, and I know that you're doing what you think you should do to get them prepared for school.
Is this because you don't believe in calendars?
I know. I can
coming?
see your face watching me. Okay, I am a healed person. Preschool setting. In the setting that I work at, I think that if we are going to gather together, like you had said, like it's like a way to share conversations. I think if we're going to gather together, it should be a time where the children get to tell me about their day, tell me about what they're doing on the weekend, and it's about them. Like in preschool, I feel like it should be about them. I should be learning about them. A lot of the times, what I've seen, and I did this for like years, so I definitely thought this was the way that it was supposed to be. I thought that they were supposed to sit down, they were supposed to crisscross applesauce. They were supposed to turn their listening ears all the way on, and they were supposed to not talk, not move, and listen to everything that I had to say because I had important things to say, and they had to listen to everything that way. And children were moving and getting up and down and so forth. I was like, my shark music was going, and I was like, nobody is listening to me, and I felt out of control. But now, as I've grown in early childhood education, I know that I actually wasn't doing what was in the best interest of the children. It should be a time, definitely, for if we're going to do it, it should be a time based off of their interests. So for them, they're really into me storytelling. I have like a raccoon that lives in my locker, and I knock on the locker and I'm like, hello. And it's like this performance. And I was like, that's what works.
Only in this profession you have a raccoon in your locker.
I know and one time he brought me a package, and the package came flying out of my locker because if you guys know me on a personal level, that locker ain't big enough for me. I need a closet. But anyway, so this package came flying out of my locker, and then the kids were like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "That's the raccoon. He left me a package," and everyone was freaking out. So I kind of just followed that, but like as an ECE, I went, "Oh, that's their interest. I must follow that now." Like that, they're buying into it. And I don't have to say, you need to sit on your bum. You need to listen to me. Why are you walking away? Because I'm captivating the audience by something they are interested in.
A little bit of history here is I used to work in the preschool room.
Right.
And
oh, yeah.
that is,
right.
You're describing exactly how it was. The feeling of like being put on the spot to run a circle time, it was just like entertain or be eaten alive.
Yeah.
When the kids should almost like dictate.
They absolutely should. That's like, my argument.
Almost how it goes, what they want to say, and when it ends, it's like.
I think a lot of the time,
like if you start to lose your audience, it's like.
Yeah, you're not good at your job.
Move on.
Oh, that's what I. But that's
you're
what
not good at your job.
No, that's what I. No, that's what I thought.
If you can't do certain things,
you're done.
No.
The like craziness of the room. It was me. The kids were having the time of their life. But I was so worried about judgment from other staff. I was worried that I didn't seem like I knew what I was doing. If I wasn't in control, that meant that I was not good at my job. Like, that's what I thought. And now I know that's actually not true. What I know now is that I was not following the lead of the children. I wasn't finding out what their interests were. That time should be a time of, where they can really tell me their thoughts. So,
I totally get what you mean. And then you like awkwardly laugh it off.
Yeah.
Okay,
circle time
on.
is an art. It is.
And I have to defend my calendar time.
Okay.
So here.
No, I'm listening.
Here it goes.
It's good to hear new perspectives.
Okay. I do circle time. We share and we talk about all kinds of stuff. It's kids. It's everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's time to do the calendar, it's actually kind of something I'm passionate about, and it's not like I'm some kind of calendar freak. One of my passions in childcare is teaching children skills that they will use for the rest of their life.
I think that I agree with you on the calendar time. I just don't think it should be in preschool.
Okay. I was going to say that too. If I was back in preschool, I wouldn't even think about bringing a calendar out.
Yeah.
They're just
like
not developmentally ready.
What's registering in preschool is like the connection, the self-regulation, the sense of being loved by your peers and being heard. I think that's way more important.
That is important, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But no, I agree with you that you should be doing it in kinder. So we can agree on that. So that's good.
Second part of this podcast, we wanted to touch a little bit about rough and tumble play. Madison, tell me what is rough and tumble play? What is
Well,
it?
let me tell you, rough and tumble is, well, actually, we were just talking about before this started to record. Um, at first, we thought rough and tumble was just like, we knew it was other things, but we always associate it with just like the wrestling, like organized wrestling. But after doing more research, I started to learn that it's like tug of war, gross motor skills, like having a parachute, like using the force to put a parachute up. Another thing I read was that it's like if a child has like a wagon and they start like putting like heavy rocks in it and then using their force to pull the wagon around, that's also considered rough and tumble play. But I think where rough and tumble kind of gets like the most traction is because of the wrestling. I'll set out the mats. We put out the mats out, and I got like my son and other boys coming, and they're wanting to do this rough and tumble. And I always make sure to like have an inclusive environment. I always call out the girls to come over because I know that sometimes like that stereotype is just like put out into the universe by like TV shows,
It's
like
everywhere.
their parents. Like, I'm not saying their parents, I'm not saying people are doing it malicious, like I don't feel like it's malicious, but I feel like that just is the narrative.
It's the world we're exposed to. So
And that I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna change the world. So I'm like, that's, I'm like, if I can do a small part, like I want to make sure that I'm like, hey, you guys want to come play too? Like I want them to know that it's like not just boys. Remember in like high school when the teacher's like, this makes me laugh when they're like, hey, I need some strong boys to get the chairs. And I'm like, I'm a strong boy. Like I'm like, I'll come. You know what I mean? Like that. Okay. So we take out the mats and there's one person versus another person. The ground rules are that you don't you don't hit someone's like head, you're not kicking somebody, you're tumbling. So we call tumbling like wrapping your arms around like their waist and then pulling them to the ground.
Okay.
So
Like
we
a takedown.
like a takedown. Exactly. So we're like you and I kind of show them like not on other staff. I kind of just like show them like me. I'm like, okay, so like you hold and then you use your muscles and your like powerful body to like take them to the floor, and then you like let off. And then we also have the magic word. So if somebody says stop, that's an instant let go. If somebody says I don't like that,
That's the last thing I tell them.
yeah,
Yeah. If you're
right.
uncomfortable and you say stop, we gotta respect that.
It always goes Winnipeg Jets, Winnipeg. Like they're like I'm like what? But it's so funny. They're like screaming like hockey, like a hockey team, and then I'm like, we're fighting over like who's hockey team, and this is like in preschool, and I'm like, what's hockey? But yeah, it's just
They've
fun.
probably seen like NHL fights on the TV
That's
before. Is that gonna stop them from doing this when I'm not around? Probably not.
But at least they know
But
their limits,
but
and they know how
okay,
to ask someone to stop.
exactly, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, if I can give them the tools when I'm not around, because I can't expect them to not do when I'm not around.
The children are going to explore these things anyway.
Yeah, they
So
are.
why not like give the tools to help with those things so that when like doors are closed and no one's seeing, that at least we know we gave the tools for the child to trust themselves and to trust that I can speak up for myself. If I don't like the way someone's touching my body, I can say stop. And that child then learns, oh, when someone says stop, I have to let go. Oh, okay. We have to talk about not this episode, but we're going to have to talk about gunplay.
Oh yes.
That's a good episode, gunplay. There's so many thoughts. I think gunplay is something that I have heard parents not like.
It's a
I've
touchy. It's a
I've heard
touchy one.
family members of mine being like, I don't like that, or that makes me uncomfortable. So yeah, stay tuned because we are going to talk about gunplay. And if you're listening today, drop it in the comments. How do you feel about gunplay? Do you think gunplay should be allowed in childcare centers, or are you like, no? Okay.
Thanks for listening.